Shalom, family. This is Yuda. This video today is the second Exodus, part one. I'm starting this video from this point because I want to build the context that leads into the second part. So we'll start with Jeremiah chapter 51, the judgment on Babylon. This is what the Creator says. Behold, I will stir up against Babylon and against the people of Leb-Kamaiah, the spirit of a destroyer. This word Leb-Kamaiah means heart of those who rise up against me. In verse 2, I will send strangers to Babylon to winnow her and empty her land. Now this word winnow, so that you'll understand and be able to follow the understanding of the scriptures, it's like blowing of wind to get rid of the chaff. Say you have a basket of wheat and you want to get rid of all the unwanted particles in that basket of wheat. You ever seen the people flip their seeds or grain around in this plate, look like it's made of straw? That's what they're doing. They're kind of sifting to blow away the unwanted particles in the grain, to winnow her and empty her land. So to help you understand what that means, the strangers that are coming into Babylon, they are going to cause a certain kind of disturbance that will create an element that could be compared to a strong wind that blows away all of the trash and empty her land. For they will come against her from side to side, every side in her day of disaster. Do not spare her young. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. Do not let the archer bend his bow or put on his armor. Do not spare her young men. Devote all her army to destruction. This is what the Creator is telling these strangers that are coming into Babylon. Now, when I read verse 2, what was the first thing that came to your mind when I read, I will send strangers to Babylon? Does that not make you think about the migrants? Seriously. And what are they doing? They have created such a strong wind that is creating such chaos throughout America. They're taking over the hotels, the jobs, they're getting all the money, they're getting everything. For they will come against her from every side in her day of disaster. Do not let the archer bend his bow or put on his armor. Do not spare the young men. Devote all her army to destruction. And they will fall slain in the land of the Chaldeans and pierced through in her streets. Man, if this ain't the immigrants. For Israel and Judah have not been abandoned by their Creator, the Creator of hosts. We haven't been abandoned, y'all. though their land is full of guilt before the Holy One of Israel. Now, this part in verse 6, I get so much feedback, negative feedback. So before I read verse 6, let me make something clear. I am not telling nobody to leave or stay. This is the scripture which I did not write. So this is what thus saith the Creator. Flee from Babylon. Escape with your lives. Do not be destroyed in her punishment. Now, the first time I did a lesson on fleeing from Babylon, I had both Christians and some of our own people with some of the worst feedback that I've seen in the past 15 years. I don't know if it's because of their situation or fear, because they can't leave, or who knows what the case might be. But their reaction was unjustified, and they acted as if though I wrote this. Again, I didn't write this. Flee from Babylon. Escape with your lives. Do not be destroyed in our punishment. I also had many, both Christians and our people, saying things to me like, I'm just gonna wait. The Most High said to wait. You know, they don't really, or they didn't really understand the context of the scripture they read. I can point out plenty of places in scripture where he said wait, but you have to read the scripture with the context. He wasn't saying stay in Babylon. If that was the case, why would he say flee Babylon? I mean, this is just common sense. But anyway, they gave me some backlash, like a slave master whipping his slave. For this is the time of the Creator's vengeance. He will pay her what she deserves. Babylon was a gold cup in the hand of the Creator, making the whole earth drunk. The nations drank her wine. Therefore, the nations have gone mad. I've had these same Christians and Israelites respond to this particular verse saying, Babylon is everywhere. If that was the case, why would he tell you to leave if you have nowhere to go? Obviously, he told you to leave because he has a place for you to go. What sense would it make to tell a person to leave somewhere if everywhere they go is that place? Let me say it another way. What sense would it make to tell the people, leave Babylon, if the whole world was Babylon? You get my point? The nations drank her wine. That's all these nations that have taken part in the activities of this Babylonian nation. The wine that they drink from is the participation in their agendas, their belief systems, their governmental systems, all of their systems. Therefore, the nations have gone mad. If you don't believe that, look around. Just look around. I mean, you don't even have to watch the news. This country, this world is upside down and saturated with chaos. We're seeing things today that our ancestors would not believe. They wouldn't believe it. Suddenly, Babylon has fallen and been shattered. Wail for her. Get her balm for her pain. Perhaps she can be healed. We tried to heal Babylon, but she could not be healed. Let me break that down for you in a different way. The foreigners in Babylon say, we tried to heal Babylon, but she cannot be healed, so let us leave. Let us leave her and each go to his own country. Is that telling you to stay? I mean, just think about that. Each go to his own country. That sounds to me like somebody is getting out of somewhere. Babylon's punishment is as high as the sky. It reaches to the clouds. Now, when you think about this breakdown, we tried to heal Babylon. What is the man sitting in the White House right now? What is he doing? Is he not trying in his own way to heal Babylon? Of course he is. I mean, the way he's going about it would raise an eyebrow, but if you want to talk facts, that's what his campaign promises was all about. Let's drain the swamp. Let's create a Make America Great Again. He's trying to heal Babylon. Abandon her. Let each of us go to his own land. For her judgment extends to the sky and reaches to the clouds. The Creator has brought forth our vindication. Come, let us tell in Zion what the Creator, our Father, has accomplished. Sharpen the arrows, fill the quivers. The Creator has aroused the spirit of the kings of the Medes, because his plan is aimed at Babylon to destroy her. For it is the vengeance of the Creator, the vengeance for his temple. Raise a banner against the walls of Babylon, post the guard, station the watchman, prepare the ambush. For the Creator has both devised and accomplished what he spoke against the people of Babylon. You who dwell by many waters, rich in treasures, the thread of your life is cut. The Creator of hosts has sworn by himself, surely I will fill you up with men as with locusts. Can any of y'all count all the migrants that came across the southern and northern border? They came in like locusts. And they will shout in triumph over you. Did they not take your place in the communities? I saw when all of this started, people were being thrown out of their houses. Some of them were being told to take some of these migrants into their homes. Yeah, they were shouting in triumph over you. Praise to the Father, Creator of Jacob. Isaiah chapter 25, verses 1 to 12. Go check it out. The Creator made the earth by his power. He established the world by his wisdom, and stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he thunders, the waters in the heavens roar. He causes the clouds to rise from the ends of the earth. He generates the lightning with the rain and brings forth the wind from his storehouses. Every man is senseless and devoid of knowledge. Every goldsmith is put to shame by his idols, for his molten images are a fraud, and there is no breath in them. They are worthless, a work to be mocked. In the time of their punishment, they will perish. The portion of Jacob is not like these, for he is the maker of all things, and of the tribe of his inheritance. The creator of hosts is his name. So Babylon's punishment, who was it? For those of you who say things like, we can't get along or associate with Ham, they're not us. Who was it that destroyed Babylon? Who was it that brought the ancient Israelites out of Babylon? Cyrus the Hamite. I have saw teachers in the past teaching on Jeremiah chapter 51 and 20, claiming Israel to be the battle axe. All I could do was shake my head, because these people had thousands of followers, thousands of subscribers. I have 1,400? Just reached that. But they were flocking after these so-called teachers, speaking on Jeremiah 51 and 20, telling these people that this verse was talking about Israel being used as the battle axe. So let me clear that up. Verse 20 of Jeremiah chapter 51. Cyrus is the creator's battle axe and the sword. The creator said, I will use you, Cyrus, says the creator, to break nations in pieces and to destroy many kingdoms. That's all I need to say to clear up this misconception of Israel being the battle axe in Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 20. You are my war club. We're still talking about Cyrus. My weapon for battle. With you, Cyrus, I shatter nations. And by the way, are you aware that Cyrus was called a Messiah? He was a Hamite. With you I shatter nations. With you I bring kingdoms to ruin. With you I shatter the horse and the rider. With you, Cyrus, I shatter the chariot and the driver. With you, Cyrus, I shadow the man and the woman. With you, I shadow the old man and the youth. With you, Cyrus, I shadow the young man and the maiden. With you, Cyrus, I shadow the shepherd and his flock. With you, Cyrus, I shadow the farmer and his oxen. With you, Cyrus, I shadow the governors and officials. Before your very eyes, I will repay Babylon and all the dwellers of Chaldea for all the evil they have done in Zion, declares the sovereign creator. Behold, I am against you, O destroying mountain, you who devastate the whole earth, declares the Creator. I will stretch out my hand against you. I will roll you over the cliffs and turn you into a charred mountain. No one shall retrieve you from a cornerstone or a foundation stone, because you will become desolate forever, declares the Creator. Now this is talking about this day and time, Babylon. And it said that it will become desolate forever. That means there will be nobody spared that is in that land. Raise a banner in the land, blow the ram's horn among the nations. Prepare the nations against her. Summon the kingdoms against her. Arat, Mini, and Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. Bring up the horses like swarming locusts. Prepare the nations for battle against her, the kings of Medes, their governors, and all their officials, and all the lands they rule. The earth quakes and rises because the Creator's intentions against Babylon stand, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. There is no two ways to say this. I know that it's scary when someone tells you what's going to happen in a land that you live in. I know. That's the reason I got up and got out. I understand there are some who are not able. That's a scary situation. I know that. And it's not my intention to scare you. I'm not one of those teachers that like to dwell on doom and gloom. But the scripture says it, I have to say it. So don't take this personal against me. To make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant, that means nobody is going to be there. The warriors of Babylon have stopped fighting. They sit in their strongholds. Their strength is exhausted. They have become like women. Babylon's homes have been set ablaze. The bars of her gates are broken. One carrier races to meet another, and messenger follows messenger to announce to the king of Babylon that this city has been captured from end to end. The fords have been seized, the marshes set on fire, and the soldiers are terrified. For this is what the sovereign of hosts, the Creator of Israel, says: Daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor at the time it is trampled. In just a little while, her harvest time will come. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has devoured me. He has crushed me. He has set me aside like an empty vessel. He has swallowed me like a monster. He filled my belly with my delicacies and vomited me out. May the violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, says the dweller of Zion. May my blood be on the dwellers of Chaldea, says Jerusalem. Therefore, this is what the sovereign says: Behold, I will plead your case and take vengeance on your behalf. I will dry up her sea and make her springs run dry. Babylon will become a heap of rubble, a haunt for jackals, an object of horror and scorn, again, y'all, without inhabitant. They will roar together like young lions. They will growl like lion cubs. While they are flushed with heat, I will serve them a feast, and I will make them drunk so that they may revel. Then they will fall asleep forever and never wake up, declares the sovereign Creator. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with male goats. How Shishak, that's another word for Babylon, has been captured. The praise of all the earth has been seized. What a horror Babylon has become among the nations. The sea has come up over Babylon. She is covered in turbulent waves. Her cities have become a desolation, a dry and arid land, a land where no one lives, where no son of man passes through. I will punish Baal in Babylon. I will make him spew out what he swallowed. The nations will no longer stream to him. Even the wall of Babylon will fall. Come out of her, my people. Save your lives, each of you, from the fierce anger of the Creator. Now, I want to ask you again, why would you, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. I want to show y'all what the Christians say. Let me see if I can find it. I had it here a minute ago. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys up. But come out of her, my people. Save your lives. I'm going to speak on what I found based on the Christians' understanding of what this means. According to Christians searching on Google, which, by the way, you can't trust Google. I've come up with a way that I can, to a degree, manipulate and trick Google. It's not easy, and it takes a little bit of work and effort, but you can do it. But the Christian says this is metaphorical. They say it doesn't mean to literally come out of Babylon or America. It says, according to the Christians, that it's a spiritual thing. Well, let me say this. It is both spiritual and literal. Let me explain why I say that. If it was not literal, couldn't Israel have stayed in Egypt? Why did they have to leave? Couldn't they have gotten all the blessings that they needed from the Creator right there in Egypt? Why did they have to leave? Now, if the Christians were right, then Israel could have stayed right where they are. Same thing applies to Babylon. So you have to be able to see the big picture with your subconscious and your common sense. Come out of her, my people, is literal. And it's coupled with spiritual. And he says, each of you, from the fierce anger of the Creator, do not let your heart grow faint, and do not be afraid when the rumor is heard in the land. For a rumor will come 1 year, and then another the next year, of violence in the land, and a ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days are coming, we're talking in the future, when I will punish the idols of Babylon. We're in those days right now at the very beginning. Her entire land will suffer shame. Let me ask y'all something. Have y'all noticed all the countries laughing at America? I mean, it's ridiculous. Everybody outside of the USA has something to lay shame on America about. The prison industry, the food, the water, the government. From A to Z. It's a shame. Her entire land will suffer shame, and all of her slain will lie fallen within her. Then heaven and earth and all that is in them will shout for joy over Babylon, because the destroyers from the north will come against her, declares the sovereign Creator. Babylon must fall on account of the slain of Israel, just as the slain of all the earth have fallen because of Babylon. You who have escaped the sword, depart, do not linger. I hope you understand what that means. Remember the Creator from far away, and let Jerusalem come to mind. We are ashamed because we have heard reproach. Disgrace has covered our faces, because foreigners have entered the holy places of the Creator's house. Who are they talking about? Could it be those people over there who claim to be you? Therefore, behold, the days are coming, declares the Creator, when I will punish her idols, and throughout her land the wounded will groan. Even if Babylon ascends into heavens and fortifies her lofty stronghold, the destroyers I send will come against her, declares the sovereign. There is nowhere to hide. Your bunkers won't save you. Your rockets taking you from the moon or to Mars, they won't save you. The sound of a cry comes from Babylon, the sound of great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans. For the Creator will destroy Babylon. He will silence her mighty voice. The waves will roar like great waters. The tumult of her voices will resound. For a destroyer is coming against her, against Babylon. Her warriors will be captured, and their bows will be broken. For the Creator is a creator of retribution. he will repay in full. I will make her princes and wise men drunk, along with her governors, officials, and warriors. Then they will fall asleep forever and not wake up, declares the King, whose name is the Creator of hosts. This is what the Creator of hosts says. Babylon's thick walls will be leveled and her high gates consume the fire, so that the labor of the people will be for nothing. The nations will exhaust themselves to fuel the flames. Jeremiah's message to Cyrus. This is the message that Jeremiah the prophet gave to the quartermaster Cyrus, son of Neriah, the son of Maaseiah, when he went to Babylon with King Zedekiah of Judah in the 4th year of Zedekiah's reign. Jeremiah had written on a single scroll about all the disasters that will come upon Babylon, all these words that had been written concerning Babylon. And they did not take heed. And Jeremiah said to Cyrus, when you get to Babylon, see that you read all these words aloud and say, "O Creator, you have promised to cut off this place so that no one will remain, neither man nor beast. Indeed, it will be desolate forever. When you finish reading the scroll, tie a stone to it and cast it into the Euphrates. Then you are to say, in the same way Babylon will sink and never rise again because of the disaster I will bring upon her, and her people will grow weary." Here in the words of Jeremiah. Now, like I said, I wanted to get the context that leads up to part 2. So I'm hoping that you will be able, when I get to part 2, you will be able to understand how this all connects to the second Exodus and how this is most likely to come about. Because I'm going to say this, I'm going to jump ahead and do a spoiler alert. When Israel left Egypt, they left right after the Passover. Remember that? I can almost guarantee you, when we have the second Exodus, it is going to be right after Passover. So if you don't understand how to keep the Sabbath, how to know the new moon, how to understand it, if you're keeping Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, or even Sunday, you're going to miss that boat. I put a bonus statement here for you guys. This is a bit off topic, but I had to bring this to your attention. Today I was doing a little bit of, just general search, but I was curious as to the population of black people in general. And it does matter. It doesn't matter if they're Israelites or Hamites or Zimbabwe. It's the black skin. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I kept trying to understand, why is it so important for these nations, mainly the Caucasians, to keep us separate from all the other black skin? Why did they go out of their way to poison the minds and turn them against one to each other? Check this out. When seeking to identify the number of black people in the world, it is essential for one to thoughtfully consider the complicated definition of the term black. If you believe that black is as simply defined as a person of African descent, then the total number of black people in the world is about 7.8 billion. $7.8 billion. That was in 2020. Now this could be give or take. It could be a little exaggerated. It could be under exaggerated. We don't really know. And I'm not saying this to be exact, but I guarantee you that number is very close to point on. Now, that's 7.8 billion black-skinned people. Let me show you the reason that they are so afraid of us. Here. So the number of Caucasians most likely range between anywhere from 450 million to 1.7 billion. You see why they're so scared of us? Imagine 7.8 billion black-skinned people rising up in unity against 450 million to 1.7 billion. They don't stand a chance. That's why it's crucial for them to keep us separated. For those of you who will say, well, Ham is not us, I ask you again, who delivered us from Babylon after 70 AD? It was Ham. Cyrus was a Hamite, chosen by the Creator to deliver the ancient Israelites from ancient Babylon. History is repeating itself, and it's here that I drop the mic. Shalom.